Hi guys, sorry that this lighting is shit, but I'm gonna run with it because I need to make this video and get it out to you guys. I've been having a problem recently of not reading a lot of stuff that I want to make a review out of, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about that in this video, because if you haven't guessed, this is my wrap up for October. And I read, if you ask Goodreads, I read 6 books in October. If you ask me, I read 5. Because one of the books that Goodreads is counting as read is a book that I DNF'd halfway through, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but it's technically the last thing that I finished, so I'm not going to talk about that quite yet. The first book that I finished in October was The 13.5 Lives of Captain Bluebear by Walter Moers. If you didn't see that, I will put up above the link to the Bibliomancy for Beginner episode that we did on that. That was technically the last episode of the regularly scheduled Bibliomancy season 4, but as our school schedule is not dictating our YouTube schedule anymore, that's kind of a misnomer, but whatever. Literally a copy right behind me. It's this book right here, Captain Bluebear, and it's this big. I read my copy from my library. It was the hardcover. Didn't look much better than this. Walter Moers is an author we were doing another episode on. Michaela and Taylor had done an episode a couple of years ago on Rumo by the same author, and they really liked that one. We did not really like this one. The hangout is a lot of us just laughing and going, what is happening? Stuff like that. So just literary fiction absurdity is how I would call this book. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's over, it's done. We did the video. If you're interested, check that out. Otherwise, just unless you're a reader like Taylor, who likes long, drawn-out absurdity, maybe not the best idea to read for you. Just putting that out there. Ugh. The second book that I finished in October is Madame Tussaud, a novel of the French Revolution by Michel Morin. I've considered doing a review about this. I just haven't done it yet, because I talk a lot about Michel when I do my historical fiction book kind of lists, just because Michel has written some of the best Egyptian historical fiction that I like, and I thought that I would branch out and try her writing about another period. And I don't think that this was a poorly written book. I wouldn't say that at all. It follows the life of Madame Tussaud, the famous, wax modelist, and her time through the French Revolution. She really did have a crazy life, right, smack in the middle of the revolution in France and everything that was happening, and her crazy just struggle for independence as a woman, but also, trying to have a life, and it was trying not to get, her head chopped off also is a good one. And I did enjoy that. I liked reading about her life. I think that in general the book fell pretty flat for me, just because, I wasn't that interested in the time period, and then it just, I don't know. There was a spark missing for me from that book, and I don't know if it's because I wasn't interested in the time period as much, or I wasn't as interested in her. I didn't know as much going into it. If you are really into the French Revolution and the story of Madame Tussaud, I would still definitely recommend that you read it. It's definitely not my favorite of Michel's books, so if you are looking to get into Michel as a writer, please go read Nefertiti or The Heretic Queen, because those are amazing. Cleopatra's Daughter as well. I love those. Just this one was pretty for me. Speaking of books that were cray-cray and how bad I thought they were, let's talk about Kendar Blake's 3 Dark Crowns, because that is the third book, funnily enough, that I finished in this last month, and I did do a review on this, so that's linked up above. Please watch that if you are curious, because I lose my mind a little bit, because I just don't understand. I love Kendar Blake as a writer. I love the idea of this book. I love the cast of characters, don't get me wrong. But like the plot train wrecked itself so hard. And I just don't know. Every time I thought the plot couldn't get any wonkier, it was like, sayonara, there is a deeper, deep end. And that was sad. Really sad. So please do watch that full review if you are interested. If you've read this book, please let me know. Talk to me about it. Let me know what you thought, because I'm really curious. Book 4 that I read this month is possibly the most amazing book that I read, and it was Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I listened to the audiobook, so I listened to Coates himself reading it, and it was just such a deeply impactful experience for the tone, the words, the meaning, the fact that he was writing them for his son. It was just powerful in a way that I can't properly articulate, and I think that it should be required reading or listening for anyone on this planet, but especially in America at this time. It's just such an important piece of work, and it's so short. No one has any excuse, even if you're not a reader. Like, it's so small, it's so short. I just wish that everyone would pick it up and read it, because it's just so, I keep saying powerful because I don't know how else to explain it, which is also why I haven't done a review of it, because it would literally just be, you know, around about approximately 7 minutes of me going, should be required reading, powerful, punch in the gut, so many just strong power verbs for that book, because I don't think that it's the kind of thing that even as a booktuber I can properly critique, like just raw power there in words, really showing you what kind of power words have when put together in the way that Coates can write. Because I mean, not only is the message powerful, but then you add his ability to write on top, and it's just crazy. So yeah, if you haven't read that yet but you've been thinking about it, please do. You and the world will become a better place, I think, if you do. So my thoughts on that one. I also read Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard this month, and that is a novella pack of prequel novellas to the events of Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and I read it for my Pop Sugar Challenge, as I read a couple of these other ones for, and I was not that impressed. I am going to do a review on that. I did do a small bit of talking about it in the discussion video that Michaela and I just released, again, up above. You can click to that and watch it, but yeah, I wasn't thrilled, and I was sad because they had promised me some stories in there that I really wanted to read, and it did not deliver what I thought it was going to deliver. So yeah, I will do a full review video on that later on this week if I can get it together, so look out for that later. But yeah, still gotta read Glass Sword though. I don't know, maybe it'll make Glass Sword better. I don't know. Now we get to the book that I did DNF. If you follow my Goodreads at all, you may see that I was listening to Allie Carter's All Fall Down on audiobook. This is a book about, when I originally read it, I thought that it might be like realistic fiction, but it's actually fantasy kind of esque. I don't know, it's like set in our world, but like in a country that doesn't exist in our world, which was weird to start off with. But the main character, her mother has been killed, and she's now gone to live with her grandfather, who is the US ambassador to this fictional country, and there's kind of a murder mystery element. It was disappointing. I was listening to the audiobook and the voice actress wasn't doing me any favors, and also just the characters were so annoying. So annoying. I don't understand really at all how that happened, but like just the convenience and annoying, geez, I can't even. I'll probably do a longer video discussing why I DNF'd it. Just because, like, I did get 50% of the way through, or over 50% of the way through. So after that point, I start to feel like even if I don't want to give a review of the book, my opinions are kind of valid, just because I didn't just read the first 10 pages. Like, I started to read The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead also this month, and I only got through the first tiny bit of the front when I was just like, bleh. So, which is weird for me because I love Rochelle Mead. Maybe I'll add that to that video as well. But, yeah, just, I can't stand characters that make me want to slap them across the face. Just FYI. Just can't do it. Especially, apparently, in audiobooks, drives me up a wall. Before I sat down to write this video, I should have checked in to see how many of my Pop Sugar challenges I have left. Michaela and I have been very serious about looking at that challenge and what we need to do to finish it off strong. So I do have that list somewhere. I just didn't check it, and I'm literally sandwiched between the thing holding my camera and this bookshelf, so I can't easily get up and come back to this position. I did work on the challenges. I am almost done. I have way more to read than I probably should still, but I've put a really good chunk in, so whatever. I am only 76 books into my 100 book goal for my Goodreads challenge, but again, whatever. I've done my thing. I've done as much as I can do. It's November. I'm probably not going to read 25 books between now and the end of the year, but I tried really hard, guys. I tried really hard. But yeah, that is my video for right now on my October wrap-up. So, if you have read any of these books, please let me know. It was a real weird reading month for me, considering how little YA was involved. It's also been a really long time since I DNF'd a book, so that was really a strange thing. I really didn't want to give up on both of them, really, but I did. And yeah. Right now, I am over halfway through Let Me In, which is our next book club pick, as well as Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson, which is one of my Pop Sugar books. I had hoped to have them done by now. I don't have them done, but those will be videos coming to you very soon as well. So, fingers crossed. I worked a lot more at work last week than I was supposed to, so that took a lot of time out of my life and other things. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And hopefully I will be back with a strong November wrap-up. It's like the 6th of November, so we're almost a week into the month, and I haven't finished a book yet, so it could be a nifty one, but we'll see. Thanks, guys. Bye!